"You'll die alone with those thunder thighs and that attitude," my cousin Brittany announced to our entire family reunion, gesturing at my size 14 body with her champagne flute like she was presenting evidence in court. The backyard fell silent, 43 relatives suddenly finding their potato salad fascinating, while my phone buzzed against my hip with a text I couldn't check yet: "Emergency at the restaurant. Need you here now. Bring your blue dress." But what made my heart stop wasn't Brittany's cruelty or the mysterious urgency from Marcus. It was my grandmother's wedding ring, sitting in my purse, that Marcus had asked me to hold on to for safekeeping last week. "Maybe lower your standards," Brittany continued, her voice carrying across the suburban Phoenix backyard. "Be realistic." The aunts clustered around the dessert table nodded in unison, a Greek chorus of disappointment. Aunt Linda touched my arm with practiced sympathy. "Sweetie, we just want you to be happy. Maybe try one of those apps? Or Weight Watchers?" My friend's daughter lost 30 pounds and found a nice accountant. I smiled, the kind of smile I'd perfected over 15 years of family gatherings. Sweet, non-threatening, giving nothing away. My phone buzzed again. "Excuse me," I said, pulling it out. "Work emergency. On a Saturday?" Brittany scoffed. "What kind of emergency does a food blogger have?" I read Marcus's texts. "The Tiffany ring is ready. Tonight's the night. I know you're at your family thing. I'm sorry. But the Times review is happening right now. And I can't do this without you. Please, Rosie. Blue dress. 20 minutes. My hand shook as I typed back, "On my way." "I have to go," I announced, already moving toward the gate. "Of course she does," Brittany stage whispered. Can't handle the truth, so she runs to her job. She made air quotes around the word job, her engagement ring, a respectable 1.5 carats, catching the light. "This is why you're still single at 32, Rose. You prioritize the wrong things." I stopped at the gate, my hand on the latch. Turned back. 43 faces watched me, waiting for the fat cousin to slink away in defeat again. "You're right, Britt," I said. "I should be more realistic. After all, not everyone can marry their college boyfriend after he knocks them up junior year. Some of us have to actually develop personalities." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Brittany's face went scarlet. "At least I have a husband," she spat. "Quality over quantity, cousin." I opened the gate. "Enjoy the potato salad. I hear it's almost as fresh as your marriage." I left chaos in my wake and drove toward downtown Phoenix, my ancient Honda Civic protesting the speed. The blue dress Marcus mentioned hung in my back seat. I learned to keep emergency outfits everywhere when dating a chef. You never knew when you'd need to transform from casual to camera-ready in a restaurant bathroom. My phone rang through the car speakers. "Mom. Rosemarie Martinez, what has gotten into you?" "Self-respect, apparently." "Brittany is crying. You ruined the reunion." Brittany ruined the reunion when she decided to make my body a discussion topic for the extended family. I took the exit too fast, tires squealing. "I'm 32, Mom. I run a successful business. I'm happy." "Why isn't that enough?" "Because you're alone, Mija. And you're not getting any younger. Or." She paused delicately. "Smaller. I'm not alone." The words slipped out before I could stop them. "A cat doesn't count, Rose." "I don't have a cat. I have a boyfriend. A serious boyfriend. For 2 years." The silence stretched so long I checked to make sure the call hadn't dropped. 2 years. Her voice was small. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because of today. Because every family gathering becomes the Rose needs to lower her standards show. Because you've made it clear that no successful, attractive man would want me as I am." "We never said." "You say it every time you suggest Weight Watchers. Every time Aunt Linda mentions her friend's daughter. Every time you let Brittany treat me like a cautionary tale." "We worry." "I have to go, Mom. My boyfriend needs me at his restaurant." "His restaurant?" "Goodbye, Mom." I hung up as I pulled into the parking garage of the Gilded Fork, Marcus's restaurant in the renovated warehouse district. My hands were still shaking as I grabbed the blue dress and my emergency makeup bag. The back entrance was propped open, unusual. Maria, the sous chef, practically pounced on me. "Thank God. He's losing his mind." The Times critic showed up unannounced, ordered the tasting menu, and "Marcus is having a breakdown because you're not here." "Why does he need me for a review?" "Girl, you really don't know?" She dragged me toward the employee bathroom. "That man has been cooking for you for 2 years. Every dish, every menu change, he watches your face when you taste things. You're his compass. Without you, he's just throwing expensive ingredients at plates." I changed quickly, transforming from family reunion casual to date night elegant. The blue dress hugged my curves in all the places Brittany said were too big, but Marcus said were just right. "Also," Maria added as I fixed my lipstick, "he's been acting weird all day. Dropped a whole pan of the duck confit. Burned the souffle. Twice. Victor thinks he's having a stroke. Where is he? Kitchen. But Rose? The critic is at table 7. Maybe peek at them first? I slipped into the dining room, staying behind the partition that separated the kitchen entrance from the main floor. Table 7 was the best seat in the house, corner booth with a view of the open kitchen, intimate but not isolated. The critic sat alone, photographing each course with subtle professionalism. I recognized her from industry events, Helen Morrison, whose reviews could make or break a restaurant. She was examining the amuse-bouche with scientific intensity. Rosie, thank God. I turned to find Marcus behind me, all 6'3" of him vibrating with nervous energy. His chef's whites were pristine but his face was flushed, dark hair escaping from under his toque. You okay? I touched his arm, feeling the tension thrumming through him. No. Yes. Maybe. He ran a hand through his hair, further destroying any attempt at professional composure. I need you to taste the next course. It's the duck, and I've made it 6 times, and it's still not right, and she's already through the amuse-bouche and the soup, and if I don't nail this, hey. I caught his face between my hands. Look at me. He did, those brown eyes that had first caught my attention at a food festival where I was covering the event and he was competing. He'd lost that competition but asked for my number anyway, saying anyone who could describe his failed soufflé as ambitious in its defeat was someone he needed to know. It's just another dinner service, I lied. It's the Times, he whispered. And it's more than that. Tonight was supposed to be, he stopped. Just taste the duck. Please. I followed him into the kitchen, where his team worked with the precision of a military unit despite the underlying panic. The duck sat on the pass, 5 perfect portions plated with architectural precision. I tasted. Closed my eyes. Let the flavors develop. Too much time, I said. It's competing with the cherry reduction. And the texture's off, you overworked it when you were stressed. Make it again, but this time cook it like you're making it for me on a Tuesday night. Simple. Confident. The way you made it the first time, when you were just showing off for the blogger who gave you a bad review. You gave me 3 stars out of 5. You served me undercooked lamb and had the audacity to argue about it. It was perfectly pink. It was still bleeding. Despite everything, he smiled. Make it again? Make it again. And Marcus? Breathe. He kissed my forehead, a quick, familiar gesture that made his line cooks exchange glances, and dove back into the controlled chaos. I returned to my hiding spot to watch Helen Morrison work through her meal. She was on the fish course now, taking deliberate bites, making notes in a small notebook. Her face gave nothing away. My phone buzzed. 17 missed calls from various relatives. 3 texts from Mom. 1 from Brittany, who's the imaginary boyfriend, Rose? Your Uber Eats driver. I deleted them all. 30 minutes later, Marcus had remade the duck. I watched Helen taste it, saw her eyebrows rise slightly, the first reaction she'd shown all night. She took another bite, then another. Made a longer note in her book. She likes it, I breathed. You think? Marcus was beside me again, smelling like seared meat and anxiety. She took 3 bites. She's barely touched anything else after the first taste. We watched her work through the cheese course, then dessert, Marcus's famous chocolate soufflé with cardamom ice cream, the dish that had earned him a James Beard nomination last year. Come on, Marcus said suddenly, grabbing my hand. I can't watch anymore. He pulled me through the kitchen, up the back stairs to his office, a cluttered space above the dining room with windows overlooking the floor. We could see Helen Morrison finishing her meal, declining coffee, preparing to leave. That's it, he said. 6 months of prep, 3 years of building this place, everything riding on one woman's opinion about my duck. That's not everything, I said softly. He turned from the window. No, he agreed. It's not. And then he was dropping to one knee, and I was saying, what are you doing, even though I knew exactly what he was doing because the ring box in his hand was Tiffany blue and his hands were shaking worse than mine. I had a whole plan, he said. After service. Champagne on the roof, the city lights, your favorite dessert. But I've been carrying this ring for a week, and you're here, and you saved my duck, and you look perfect in that dress, and I can't wait another minute. Marcus. You changed my life, Rose Martinez. You walked into my restaurant with your notebook and your opinions and your gorgeous smile, and suddenly nothing else mattered. Not the reviews, not the awards, not any of it. Just you. He opened the box. The ring caught the light from the kitchen below, a cushion-cut diamond surrounded by smaller stones, set in platinum. It was enormous. It was perfect. It was so far beyond what anyone would expect for a realistic girl like me that I almost laughed. I love you, he continued. I love your mind, your palate, your curves, your laugh. I love that you call me on my bullshit and make me better. I love Sunday mornings when you steal all the covers and Wednesday nights when you edit your blog at my kitchen counter. I want all of it, forever. Will you marry me? Yes, I said, because there was no other possible answer. Yes, of course, yes. His hands shook as he slipped the ring onto my finger. It fit perfectly, of course it did. He'd probably enlisted Maria to find out my size, the sneak. He stood and kissed me, really kissed me, the kind of kiss that made me forget about critics and cousins and the chaos below. When we broke apart, both of us were crying. 12 carats? I asked, examining the ring. It was spectacular, the kind of ring that would make Brittany choke on her potato salad. 12.3, actually. He grinned. I know you don't care about that stuff, but I wanted everyone to know. To see you coming and know that someone loves you exactly as you are. Completely. Extravagantly. No standards lowered. How did you? I thought about his text. You were at the reunion. You heard Brittany. Victor's cousin was there. He texted me what she said. His jaw tightened. I've been watching your family chip away at you for 2 years. Every holiday, you come back a little smaller, not physically, but in here. He touched my heart. I'm done watching it happen. So you bought me a ring that could be seen from space? I bought you a ring that matches you. Beautiful, substantial, impossible to ignore. He kissed me again. Also, I may have wanted to show off a little. My fiancé is the most influential food blogger in the Southwest. I have a reputation to maintain. I laughed, then froze. Oh my God, Helen Morrison. We looked out the window. She was gone, her table already being reset. Whatever happens, happens, Marcus said. I've got what matters. His phone buzzed. Then again. Then it started ringing. Chef? Maria's voice carried up the stairs. You need to see this. We rushed downstairs to find the entire kitchen staff clustered around Victor's phone. She live-tweeted the whole meal, Victor said, scrolling. Look. Helen Morrison's Twitter feed filled the screen. Unannounced visit to at the Gilded Fork tonight. Prepared to be underwhelmed by the hype. Amuse-bouche, clever but safe. Soup course, technically perfect, lacking soul. Fish course, improvement. Someone in that kitchen knows their craft. But then, the duck. Oh, the duck. Perfectly executed, inspired pairing with cherry and thyme. This is the dish of someone cooking from the heart. Refined technique serving genuine emotion. Dessert at Chef Marcus Rios's famous soufflé. Worth every calorie, every accolade. Final verdict, the Gilded Fork isn't just hype. This is destination dining. Full review Sunday. The kitchen erupted. Maria was crying. Victor picked up Marcus and spun him around. Someone popped champagne. Wait, Maria said, grabbing my hand. Is that what I think it is? The ring caught the kitchen lights, throwing rainbows. Within seconds, I was surrounded by Marcus's team, my friends, I realized. When had that happened? He finally did it. Victor shouted. Pay up, everyone who bet on next month. You were taking bets on our engagement? Marcus demanded. For 2 years, Maria said. Ever since you started planning menus around her favorite ingredients. My phone rang. Mom again. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Rose? Her voice was small. Brittany showed me a photo from her friend at the restaurant. Are you engaged? I looked at Marcus, surrounded by his team, gesturing wildly as he recounted the proposal. His eyes found mine across the kitchen, and he smiled that smile that had undone me from day one. Yes, Mom. I'm engaged. The ring? Brittany says it's 12 carats. 12.3. Silence. Then, Mija, I'm sorry. We never meant, we thought we were helping. Protecting you from disappointment. I know, I said, and found that I meant it. But Mom? I was never disappointed in myself. Only in you for thinking I should be. Would you both come to dinner? Sunday, maybe? I'd like to meet the man who sees what we missed. I'll ask him. Rose? The ring is beautiful. But you were beautiful before it. I know that too, I said. I've always known. You're the ones who forgot. I hung up and rejoined the celebration. Marcus pulled me against his side, pressing a kiss to my temple. Sunday dinner with your family, he asked, having heard the conversation. Think you're ready for that? A lot. Baby, I just survived Helen Morrison. I can handle some nosy ants. He paused. But I'm bringing backup. Maria, Victor, you free Sunday? Wouldn't miss it, Maria said. I want to see this cousin's face when she gets a load of that rock. Later, after the restaurant closed and the team had dispersed, Marcus and I sat on the roof deck he'd had installed last year. The city sparkled below us, and my ring sparkled above it, and everything felt exactly right. I should blog about tonight, I said. The review, the proposal. It's a good story. Our story, he corrected. And Rosie? Make sure you mention the ring. In detail. Maybe include measurements. I laughed. That's petty. I prefer protective. No one makes my fiancé feel less than. Not even family. Especially not family. I love you, I said. Even if you'd proposed with a ring pop. I know. But did you see your cousin's face in that photo? He showed me Brittany's Instagram story, a blurry shot of us kissing in the window, my ring visible even from the street. The caption read, "Cousin Rose getting engaged." The comments were already piling up. Is that ring real? OMG the size. Who's the guy? Isn't he that chef from the magazine? You know what? I said, snuggling closer to Marcus. Maybe standards are overrated. Maybe the only thing that matters is finding someone whose weird matches your weird. Food metaphors? Really? You proposed over duck. We're past the point of food metaphors. I held up my hand, watching the ring catch the light. Besides, anyone who thinks I need to lower my standards clearly hasn't seen what raising them looks like. Instagram caption. Definitely. I pulled out my phone, angling for the perfect shot of the ring with the city lights behind it. How's this? Said yes to the chef who seasoned my life perfectly. Sometimes the best things come to those who refuse to settle. Tag your cousin, Marcus suggested with a wicked grin. That's definitely petty. Protective, he corrected again, then kissed me as I hit share. My phone immediately exploded with notifications. But for once, I didn't care what anyone had to say about my body, my choices, or my realistic expectations. I had a 12.3-carat ring, a 5-star review coming, and a man who'd loved me at my highest weight and my lowest moments. Let them talk. I'd be too busy living my unrealistic, impossible, absolutely perfect life to listen.